Hey, it's David Elder, and today on Texas Eats, we're traveling around the Lone Star State looking for great restaurants you won't want to miss.
Get ready for a new restaurant serving up wood-fired deliciousness in Houston.
That's got to be one of the best chicken fried steaks I've ever had.
Plus, we check out a popular hot chicken joint serving up some wild creations in the Heights.
Let me clean myself up.
And we travel to Seguin for a top 50 barbecue joint putting a Tex-Mex twist on Texas barbecue.
One of the items that you have to try is the Tres Leches Big Red dessert. This thing is over the top. If you love Big Red, this is what you got to get.
All that and more right now on Texas Eats. Our first stop on today's foodie adventure is at a popular hot chicken joint.
Now we're here in the Heights in Houston to go inside of a restaurant that's putting ice cream on a Nashville-inspired hot chicken sandwich. Plus, they got their own holiday. Let's go inside Micos Hot Chicken. Joining us now is owner Mico, and we are so excited to be out here because the food looks phenomenal. You can smell it from miles away. It is just like the essence, the seasonings, and you also have some wild stuff on the menu. How did this all get started?
It started with an Instagram post back in 2019. I saw a post about hot chicken. I never heard of it before. And so I grabbed my husband. We actually traveled to Nashville, Tennessee, where hot chicken originated. And we tried all the originals to see it for ourselves.
And what did you think?
We thought it was awesome. Princess Hot Chicken, that's the original hot chicken.
Right.
We was like, wow, Houston doesn't have this, why not?
You created these items. I mean, you got loaded fries, you have tenders, you have the sandwiches that you can go pretty crazy with on the spice level. But the one that really caught our attention, ice cream chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Why ice cream on a chicken sandwich?
We saw it somewhere and we was like, why not? Because we got ice cream on the menu, we got chicken on the menu. Let's put it together and see how it turns out.
It's incredible. I mean, just the visual of this thing. It comes with 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream. Their chicken that you can get seasoned any way you want. The toasted bread, and this thing is just ready to rock. Look how perfect this is. If it's not messy, what are you doing eating it?
Exactly.
It's like you need to have a messy sandwich.
I agree.
All right, cheers to you.
Cheers.
The ice cream chicken sandwich out here at Mico's. We're going in for the bite.
Here we go.
Here we go. Oh my goodness. That is messy.
But good.
Oh my goodness. The ice cream hot chicken sandwich is delicious because it has that little bit of sweetness from the ice cream, that vanilla flavor as well. And you're getting that crunchy chicken, the seasoning on there, the hot oil, getting the toasted bread on there. You're eating it all together and it just works. It's the sweet and savory combination coming together with that crunchy texture. Ice cream and the chicken just work so well together.
Surprisingly, right?
Right. All right, hold on. All right, we'll pause right there. Let me clean myself up. If you want to go more traditional, you got that on the menu too. And you have 2 of them right here in front of us as an example. And these 2, I mean, these come with slaw on there, pickles on the bottom, the sauce, and then the sandwich. This is the actual chicken right there. Now, how hot can your hot go?
Extra hot. Has the hottest pepper in the world, Carolina Reaper. So,
Oh my gosh.
But today we're doing medium.
Oh, what's Mico sauce?
That's our comeback sauce. So it's mayo based with a little pepper, but not hot, and all that good stuff.
Sounds like you got a lot of secrets though. You're like, I'm not going to give away too much.
Can't give away too much.
Here's to you.
Cheers.
There we go. That's the bite. Oh my goodness. Here's some love.
Thank you.
That's just the perfect bite. Incredible flavors. The textures work so well. A little bit of bite and crunch through the slaw as well, but it does help balance the heat. As you can see, it does have some heat though, but just the right amount for that lemonade to bounce through. And that lemonade's rocking, y'all. You got to get the lemonade when you come out here. It's like perfectly tart and sweet at the same time. It's a great flavor.
Yeah, people love it.
And the crunch though on the chicken, it stands out. Even it's holding up against the pickles, the sauce, the slaw. I mean, you have done something really special here, especially with the toasted bread on there. It's just a great flavor combination. You can't go wrong. I dare you to try the hottest one and let us know what you think. This right here is the extra hot chicken out here at Micos Hot Chicken. And it has the hottest pepper in the world, the Carolina Reaper thing. They gave me a glove because they didn't want me to have it on my fingers. This looks like something evil. You could just It's just smell it, and it's crazy. But here we go. I'm gonna kind of be a baby. I'm gonna dunk it in the ranch a little bit, so it's gonna go down a little bit smoother. That's the bite. Oh. I shouldn't have done it, but I did it. I need milk. Oh, Mico, thank you so much. You gotta get milk. You're gonna do it. Have a glass of milk ready. Unless you're crazy, go for it. I drank a little bit of the ranch, it didn't help. You gotta go for the milk. You have tender baskets, fries, and then loaded fries on the side. What are they loaded up with?
We have the waffle fries at the bottom with melted cheese, and then we put our chicken bits on top with a little sprinkle of chives and our Mico sauce.
This is a really nice amount too. It's very shareable, but if you're feeling extra hungry, you could eat the whole thing.
Yes, for sure.
All right, I want to make sure we get some of that cheesy goodness.
Cheers.
The loaded fries. Wow. The chicken out here at Mico's is really, really good. The way they're brining it, all that flavor that goes down into the chicken, and it's so tender, but on the outside, super crunchy. And then you get all the different seasonings out here, so you can go from mild all the way to extra hot. You can get the tenders, and you can get loaded fries. Any way you do it, it's gonna be delicious. Micos Hot Chicken Day.
Yeah.
What is that about?
That's the city of Houston officially designated March 30th as Micos Hot Chicken Day.
Now, why? What did you do something? Did you save a dog from a burning house or something?
Well, we always do different things. Like, you know, we host a blood drive every month. We help shape community center, giving kids laptops, that kind of thing. So they see us as a staple in Houston, Micos Hot Chicken.
So you do a lot with the community then. That's so great. You guys, Micos Hot Chicken here in Houston, you have to come here and give it a try. I mean, it is so good. Everything here has so many flavors, so much depth to it. Plus, they have their own holiday. You know they're doing something right. They're helping the community, and all the employees are super happy. You got to be a part of it. We're dunking it here, and that comeback sauce, the tenders. Cheers. Thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome.
Now, we're cruising to Austin to go inside an iconic restaurant with a robust whiskey and bourbon selection.
Let's go inside Moonshine Comfort and Cocktails. Joining me now is Joe Wynn. He's the director of operations out here at the restaurant. And right in front of us, it's a little bit of starters, a little bit of entrees, and that gorgeous dessert that's right there in front of us, and some whiskey. Now, popcorn. Why popcorn, not chips and salsa?
You know what? We just thought it'd be fun, and it is. I mean, we have a special seasoning that's made just for us. And sometimes, you know what? People like to throw popcorn around, catch it in their mouth. You can't do that with chips and salsa, right?
You're going to put an eye out if you do that with chips and salsa.
Exactly.
We also have some whiskey right here in front of us. This is a little sampling of what you got.
We house one of the largest hand-selected single-barrel collections in the city of Austin. It's not the state of Texas. Very few of these bottles get released to the public, so you really can only find it here at Moonshine. This is our Eagle Rare. It's a single barrel Eagle Rare from the Buffalo Trace Distillery.
Cheers to you. Thank you for bringing this out here.
My pleasure.
Oh, that's delightful. It's a little sweet, right, at first, and then it finishes smooth.
This is our fried green tomatoes, perfectly battered and fried. The chef actually tops it off with a tomatillo aioli, a little bit of smoked shrimp and pimento on that.
You want to grab one with me here? Take a bite.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, bud.
There we go. All right, that's the bite. Oh, wow. The fried green tomatoes have a great crunch on the outside. The smoky shrimp mixed in with the acidity from the tomatoes and that aioli on the bottom just makes for the perfect bite. Plus, that fried green tomato is just killer. I mean, this is outstanding.
Yeah.
It's every little element you want in a great bite. That is really good. This is a big old piece of pork, man. What's going on in this dish?
Chef sous vide this, right? And a little bit of bourbon and whiskey and various other things. And then we'll go ahead and char grill that, top it off with a peach chutney, and then a little bit of greens on top.
The sous vide is going to guarantee you a perfect cook every time. Look at that. I got you a little piece right there.
Oh, thank you.
Here's the bite. I'm out.
Oh,
It is the perfect flavor profile that you want on a slice of pork. Plus, it has all that flavor down to the bone. You cut into it. It's the right temperature all throughout. That's that sous vide process. You get a little bit of that demi-glaze on the side, the mashed potatoes, whatever side item you want. But man, this thing is rocking. One of the most tender pork chops I've ever had in my life. And it's just perfect.
Yeah,
that is a great,
savory,
yeah.
all that stuff going on, and you're like,
That's money. I would just pick it up by the bone and just go for it.
yeah.
You got a little drink right here to cool down with.
We created this thing called the bourbon slush. It's kind of like a frozen Arnold Palmer with a touch of whiskey in there.
I'm not letting this go.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm
you
gonna-
should. Yeah, that thing.
Woo, that's dangerous.
It will catch up on you, brother.
That's dangerous. I love that drink.
All right, so this is our jalapeno hanger steak. It's one of the most tender pieces of the cow. We top it off with a salsa verde and a little bit of demi-glaze as well. It's nice, juicy. We do sous vide this as well.
Oh man. The hanger steak is so good. It has a nice acidity and brightness to it. I mean, cooked to perfection. You dip it all together, mix it up. It is the ultimate bite. It's super tender. I mean, that just melts in your mouth.
Over here we have one of our most popular starters as well as the side dishes, our Brussels sprouts. We're gonna go ahead and flash fry them, toss them in a little bit of hot honey, and then a little bit of fresh cheese right on top.
Come on.
This is a baked macaroni and cheese with pimento cheese. Top it off with a little bacon gratin.
It's a southern restaurant. You got to have mac and cheese on it.
Exactly. This is our peanut butter mousse pie bar. It's an Oreo cookie crust, Reese's Pieces throughout, cream cheese icing, a little bit of caramel and chocolate sauce on top,
There you go. Oh my goodness, look at that.
and then have a little bit of whiskey with that.
Okay,
Oh,
cheers.
man, cheers. Wow.
Cheers to you, Joe. Thank you so much for having us out here. You guys, Moonshine, it's a great spot to come out here in Austin, Texas. The cold drinks, the whiskey menu that's just a plethora of different kinds that you can get. It really doesn't get any better than this. This is what you want.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having us out here.
Support local, y'all. Cheers.
Coming up later on Texas Eats, get ready for a new restaurant serving up wood-fired deliciousness in Houston.
That's got to be one of the best chicken fried steaks I've ever had.
And next on the show, we travel to Seguin for a top 50 barbecue joint putting a Tex-Mex twist on Texas barbecue.
One of the items you have to try is the Tres Leches Big Red Dessert.
So don't go anywhere. Texas Eats will be right back.
Welcome back to Texas Eats. Now we're here in downtown Seguin to go inside of a barbecue spot that's serving up amazing barbecue, delicious sides, and some killer desserts. Let's go inside the Burnt Bean BBQ Company. Joining me now is Ernest Cervantes. He is the owner and chef out here at the Burnt Bean BBQ Company. Thank you so much for having us out.
Thank you for coming. My dream was to open a barbecue joint in another better place in Seguin, Texas, and I wanted to bring back the classics. You know, we're not going all we use is salt and pepper and post oak, but we want to just perfect it as perfect as possible. Yeah, we're throwing it down and we're having fun doing it. We're using a nice Black Angus, and we take pride in everything that we do here.
This brisket is just by far one of the most tender briskets I've ever had. It just falls apart. You don't even need a fork. You don't need a knife. Wow, that is really good. Oh my gosh. It has a really nice bark on the outside, good smoke flavor, but that protein stands out. I'm gonna try the turkey real quick. I don't really need a knife. It just rips apart, but here we go. I'm gonna try the turkey here. Wow, my goodness. The turkey is super tender, nice and moist, has a good bark on the outside, and the smoke really accents the turkey flavor as well. This has to be one of the top turkeys I've ever tried in my life. This is fantastic. I love. High five, Dave. David's over there like, yes.
David Kirkland and Ernest Cervantes both got their start in competition barbecue more than a decade ago. They used to compete, but have now teamed up to crank out phenomenal craft barbecue.
I'm like, okay, but I'm gonna use my own seasonings. And he's like, no, I want you to use your own stuff. And he would get a 5th place and I would get a 3rd place. And then he would come to me and say, I'm never showing you anything again. I'm done with you.
Now this right here, this looks like a Cadillac of ribs, man. It's just decked out.
Just salt and pepper rib, but we take it to the next level. We use, the best pork you can find on the market.
Oh wow.
And it's tender but juicy.
You got to come out here to Burnt Bean, try their full spare ribs. I mean, these things are loaded, all kinds of meat on there, but the coolest part, it all hugs the bone, but as soon as you give it a little tug of your teeth, it comes right off. Great flavor and a great texture. Stop what you're doing. Drive to Seguin. Come here to the Burnt Bean, man. You're gonna change your life. Well, you got the sausage here in the corner. Are you making the sausage in-house?
Yeah, that's our all beef sausage. It's all prime grade beef that we use, and it's in-house the sausage. So.
Oh wow.
So it's got a little Spanish flavor in there.
It's that little bite in there,
right.
you know?
It's got that Central Texas flavor that you want in a good sausage. So this is basically my mom's recipe on the potato salad. These are Mississippi-style green beans. You got cowboy beans, which is just a good old chili brisket bean. And then this is our interpretation of our mac and cheese. Everybody has a mac and cheese. What we did was, I love queso. So what I said was, like, why don't I just make queso and then throw pasta in it and then make it my own and throw some hot Cheetos on top. So that's our queso mac. And it's just got a nice savory flavor, and it's got its own uniqueness.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Try the mac and cheese when you're out here. Has a really nice flavor to it as well. Has queso mix into it. Unlike anything else you're going to find anywhere. And it also has hot Cheetos on there as well.
So these are breakfasts that we serve on Sundays, and we do barbacoa, but it's smoked. It's got a really earthy flavor to it. And then we do a salsa morita on there, but it's got a little earthy tones.
Wow. You got to get the barbacoa tacos. It's smoked barbacoa, and it's all cleaned up, right? So you're not going to get any of those little, like, fat pockets that you're going to get in other barbacoa spots. You know it's a good barbacoa taco when it's dripping like that.
Right. This is brisket huevo rancheros, refried brisket beans on the bottom, some sunny side eggs, a ranchero sauce, and then a nice slice of fatty brisket.
That's the bite. Oh, my goodness. Wow. I'm going to finish it off here with a couple bites of your sweets you got going on.
That's our version of tres leches, but instead of the leches, we're putting Big Red in there. It's just like that bakery, church bake.
Ooh. You come out to Seguin, you have to visit the Burnt Bean. You get the proteins, you get the sides, finish it off with the desserts. If it's the weekend, get the big dino beef ribs and get the breakfast. I mean, this is killer.
Thank you.
I love everything about this. I'm going to keep eating some of these ribs. I'm going to finish this rib.
And next on the show, get ready for a new restaurant serving up wood-fired deliciousness in Houston.
That's gotta be one of the best chicken fried steaks I've ever had.
So don't go anywhere. Texas Eats will be right back.
Welcome back to Texas Eats. Now we're here in Houston to go inside of a new restaurant that's serving up classic Texas dishes curated by a James Beard Award-winning chef. Let's go see what's on the menu at Wild Oats. Joining me now is chef and partner Nick Fine. Thank you so much for having us out here.
Man, I'm pumped to be here. Thanks for having me.
You brought all the main entrees out on the menu. These are like the top dogs and the desserts and the drinks. You got it all out here.
We tried to get it all out here on one table.
There you go. And how did all of this get started?
So I work for a company called Underbelly Hospitality, and the chef owner of that is a guy named Chris Shepard. And Chris has been my mentor out here in Houston for a long time, and came up with this crazy idea about 2 years ago in the middle of the pandemic to open up a restaurant that was my passion. And my passion is really telling the story of the Texas food scene. On the surface, it seems pretty basic, but once you dive deep into this stuff, it's really amazing to learn about the cultures and the people that brought this food to Texas.
The pork shank.
I lived in Germany when I was younger, and this dish is called pork knuckle in Germany, and it's a really amazing, really popular dish in Germany, and it kind of celebrates the German culture that's here in Texas. And one of the cool things that's on there is this spetzel. So in Texas, a lot of times you'll see little buttons. That's not true spetzel. This is something really, really cool that we take a lot of pride in, and hand doing spetzel off a spetzel board.
Got to go in on this thing. Get your fork and knife with me.
I start on this end and just break her apart, right?
Yeah.
Super tender.
And then when you get some of the spetzel on the bottom here.
Yeah, you gotta get a little of everything in one bite.
And then that's the bite. Oh, there you go. Grab your spetzel.
Little slippery devil.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
my goodness. Give me some love.
Man, that was...
This pork shank is huge and it is delicious on the outside, super crispy on the inside, nice and tender. It's playing off the sweet and the salty elements that it has on there. And then it comes with the spätzle on the bottom, a traditional German pasta, delicious. And it's a lot of food, so you gotta be hungry to get it.
We cook it a lot. We don't get to eat it a lot. It's awesome.
I wanna jump over here, chicken fried steak.
We have RC Ranch, which is a Wagyu ranch. Their butcher shop is 2 doors down from us, so it'd be crazy to not use it. One of the things that I think is really important on this is if you cut it, all your crust stays on. Bread it, and then you let it sit overnight, and it sucks into all the crevices, and it doesn't fall off.
That's a tip right there. That's the bite.
Oh, wow. Woo! Man, I've had a lot of chicken fried steak. That's got to be one of the best chicken fried steaks I've ever had. It's all about the gravy.
I mean, isn't that most of the time it's about the gravy?
The Wagyu chicken fried steak is top notch, sourced locally from right here in Houston. The outside is nice and crunchy, and I love that he gave us some tips on how to have a crunchy crust on your chicken fried steak. Then you have that jalapeno gravy on the bottom, the green beans and the bacon on top, crispy on the outside, tender on the inside. You got the fire pit right behind us. You got all the meat. When we walked in, it was just like meat hanging from above the fire pit.
Right.
And then you have right here a wood grilled chicken.
Our girl's name is Grilly Nelson, made by Texas icon Aaron Franklin from Franklin's Barbecue. We brine this chicken, then we'll season it with a bunch of Creole spices, blast it in the oven for about 50% of the cook, and then we just hang them right over our Grilly Nelson there and let it take all that smoke.
Thank you so much for having us out here. Wild Oats,
Thank you
brand
so
new
much.
out here. This is at the farmer's market right here in Houston. I mean, this is where it's at. You guys, great stuff going on out here, and it's just really delicious food done right. And it's really, it's just nice in here. It's just,
Well, thank you.
here we go, cheers.
Cheers.
That's a phenomenal banana pudding.
Texas Eats will be right back.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode of Texas Eats. And to get more information and a map on all the restaurants that you've seen on today's show, just go to our website, clicktohouston.com/Texas Eats. And follow us on social media at Texas Eats TV on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And don't forget to join us every Sunday at 10:30 in the morning right here on KPRC2, because this is how Texas Eats.